guys, how are you? I do a course called Cognitive Vision. I do lots of vision courses. Matter of fact, I'm working on right now a whole big special needs conference that's coming up. I'll have all the details for you soon, going into November, so plenty of time to get ready. This course that I'll be doing is, I'm going to be doing a full review on my Vision in Your Child course, which is a free course. But what I wanted to talk to you about is I do a course called Cognitive Vision. So Cognitive Vision is you're working on your child's functional vision. So it takes in to account your visual diagnosis. Jackie is here right now. She's done the course with me. And it takes in your functional movement. Functional movement is the ability to move from one position to another. Now, what people don't realize, one of the reasons why you're talking to me is because you have concerns or your child is special needs. The biggest really definition or separation of special needs is really not the diagnosis. It's their ability to go from one performance to another. So whether you're saying something as simple as my child won't or doesn't do tummy time, they're not able to do tummy time. They're not able to go from their backs to their bellies or their bellies to their back. They're not able to come into sitting. They're not able to, and for whatever reason. Like I have a little 8-month-old here who's like, she'll figure it out. With what? What? And vision is one of the most important things of, you need it. I just did a whole thing on fighter pilots. Well, guess what? I can tell you right now that child was doing a whole bunch of visual stuff when they were young. It comes in handy as you grow up. So I have the Cognitive Vision course. You can take it at any time, but I go through my courses like for a 3-week. You get Michelle on Facebook, a private group. So one of my people that took it is a practitioner in another modality. She wanted to add it to her portfolio. But it was funny, when she was just evaluating her own child, you could clearly see where the left eye had glitches, what I call a glitch. Lo and behold, the ophthalmologist totally confirmed it and wants to work on convergence exercises. So I wanted to address that. The first thing you want to do is realize with any vision, it needs to be successful. What is successful vision? The fact that I can't even see you guys. Now I can see names come up and I want to say hi, but with the lives, it gets pretty exciting. But so I have to be able to entertain like that visually, still maintain, visualize that I'm actually talking to you in the face when really I'm looking at myself on a cell phone. And yes, it's live, it's going everywhere, but at the same time, to whom? So when we're doing all of that, and then I have my client in here sitting there giving me a hard time doing, so Jennifer's here with Jacob. So when we are doing that, it all takes vision. Now at the same time, a bird might go by, or again, I see Jennifer here and so forth. Our vision comes into play. So the first thing you want right now is successful vision, meaning that each eye can see. What people don't realize, when a child prefers only to go to the right, or when they prefer, or they get stiff, or they don't use their left hand as much, these are conversations that I have a lot, but all that affects their vision, right? So if I'm only doing stuff with my right hand, I'm not looking down to see what the left one's doing. So I start dropping off, let's say, that visual field to the left. So when I notice that someone, and again, in movement lesson, you're taught quality. There's a smoothness that should be there, or a momentum that should be there. And that momentum should be the same as what's going on, let's say, in your tailbone. I like to joke around saying you can't write something faster than what your tailbone can do it as. So because when a child, then they're scribbling away, that the whole body's getting into it. But when I have my feet up and all that, and my vision's a little off, and I'm trying to balance and breathe, right, I'm not going to get the same momentum, right? Well, that shows up in your vision. So the first thing I'm going to want to do first is make sure you have central vision, that the left eye can present as much as the right eye can present. When an eye has been off a little bit, right, what that means is even though I might be coming here, I'll follow something and then again, and then, oh, I have to move my head. That's what, because the left eye can't come over, right? I can do it a bit better with my right. So what you learn in cognitive vision is how to present. You don't just sit here and go, oh, look, my child has tracking. They have directionality, but, and then I have to slow-mo it on the parents, and I'm literally showing them how the eyes are like off and working independently. And even you guys get freaked out when I can use my eyes independently. We certainly, again, that's not a quality we want to get in our child. And so when they look like they're not paying attention, like my son was legally blind from ages 1 to, let's say, 5-ish. So when he is learning something new, it looks like he's out to left field. He'll go here. And people say, well, that's a CVI. It can be, but what it is that he learned auditorily. He didn't rely on his eyes. He didn't have them. So even to this day, you might say it's a habit, but that's where he is with his functional vision. Me, I'm visual. Like I just had a huge breakthrough going into weak and strong force and antimatter, which is going into the gravity book or continuation. I know you're all very excited, but what it was is I was watching a show this weekend away, and they magnetized and demagnetized suits, so they were taking ice particles and directing it off the spaceship, supposedly into the collection bag. And so anyway, I'm a visualization person, and I took it and ran with it, saying, gosh, they don't know this, and I know this from doing the movement. So when a doctor comes to you, and I'm not trying to go against the doctors, your doctor really still, because I don't know the structure, or I'm not getting the full picture and I've never touched your child. But when they say you have to work on convergence, I totally agree. What I'm saying is take a step back on that process. You want to make sure you have that central vision, right? And then you want to make sure, not this way, it's not a bus crossing by, just here, every so simple, is first of all, you need to get that eye to cross midline. I would start doing then something like this and to this. Notice how I'll have to converge on my right hand and then it converge over to my left hand. That's active passive conversion. It is much easier on a developmental brain than sitting there doing this. This is convergence, right? So your eyes, right, they collect on the item and they can come in and they can go out. I've got 2 great videos on healthy vision and unhealthy vision. You can see that just so well with these 2 4-year-olds. So, but to sit there and to work on convergence, that's the end results. So that would be like me saying you need to graduate from college when you haven't even gone to kindergarten yet. So steps, you're going to catch the center vision, right? We want just that bit of midline. And then again, you want that bit of midline. Then converge, converge, converge. Then we can go to a midline convergence. See, I've worked on strengthening both my eyes, and now I'm coming to center conversion. And then we can work on that convergence, where again, you can watch my eyes as I come in, see how my eyes, it almost looks like I'm cross-eyed, but at the same time, now this is a big field of being able to go back out. So don't just think convergence is coming in. You have to maintain that attention and come back out again. So when you're saying stuff like my child can't catch a ball, well, again, going to have weak convergence, but again, for that child, it might be that they don't have upper quadrant. They don't have lower quadrant. They could have a weak central vision on the right eye versus the left. So with the cognitive vision course, you have the whole gamut of learning individually what your child's vision is going on. But to start off, really, if you feel you have weak convergence, when do you have weak convergence? When both eyes are not working together, and go from there. And that's how I would go about, or one of my ways to strengthen convergence for your child. But please, to just sit there and do like this, oh, I did my 10 minutes like the doctor said. I get it, we're fulfilling an action, and your child might be too, but we want to turn this into functional movement and functional vision. So these are just something to think about when you're working with your child's vision. And I love getting the feedback from where my client, maybe even again, didn't catch it. We caught it. We purely caught it on the evaluation in class, and then we confirmed, making sure ruling out an acuity issue, and that it was just strength or structural that way, muscle based, and now we're working with it. So these are the steps you need to take. Please, whether you deal with movement lesson or not, if someone tells you that something's wrong and they don't give you the tools of what you need to help your child, then we consider doing something else or getting more answers. And that's why I have so many video courses. Thanks, guys. See you.